Hey guys, Rob here from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Just working on my framing for solar panels on the tiny house. Doing this indoors. What I plan on doing right now is setting this up so you guys have an idea of how it's going to look, and so I can get some measurements. That's one end. Now these aren't the actual, these aren't the actual angle iron this solar panel will be resting on. I'm using these are actually the vertical pieces that will be used on the tiny house, which will be plugged into, well, they'll be screwed into the walls of the tiny house type of thing. So as you can see, it sits in there almost perfectly. There'll be a hole here that goes through the frame, and that will be fastened on there. Now it won't be, there'll be lots of air gap under here, guys. This is just a demo. I just taken a measurement here, and it's the same on this side as well. So what I want to do is I'm going to take a tape measure, and I'm going to measure from the angle iron to the other angle iron, and okay, so just past, I want the measurement just past this angle iron piece, because what's going to happen is I'm going to have another angle iron that this is attached to. Now that'll be out further so I can bolt it separately, but you guys will understand more when I get to that point. So I got to figure out exactly what this measurement is. So it looks like 40 is just about there. I'm gonna say, since I have to do 40 inches, and remember there's gonna be about a 1/4 inch gap I have to add on both sides to account for where these horizontal pieces will attach to the vertical pieces on the tiny house. So I'm gonna list this as 40 inches, 40.5 inches, how about that? So if I add a 1/4 and a 1/4, it's just about 40.5. Let's unlock the tape. So if I add the excess angle iron, which will be a 1/4 and another 1/4, that's about half, give or take. So that's the length. Now the reason why I'm getting this length, guys, for the solar panels is, you remember I have that window. So on the tiny house we have, here's the end of the trailer, here's the front of the trailer, here's the window, and here I'll draw a box. You guys see that okay? So we have my trailer, we have the window, we have my entrance door over here, and actually we have another window. My kitchen window is way over here. It's a bad drawing, guys, forgive me. So this window is actually back here a bit. That's in the bathroom area. We'll scratch this one out. So I have to, when I put the panels up, the vertical pieces have to go here, and then I have to put another vertical piece here so the solar panels can lay across here and be attached. Now, I have to avoid the window because of the vertical piece is going to be screwed to the outside of the tiny house. So I need this measurement in between these two vertical pieces, and that's what I'm getting today with this video. So 40.5 inches should do it. Then I'll go to the tiny house, take a measurement from this spot to this spot to see if I'm going to interfere with that window or not. And if I am, what I have to do then is I'll draw another box, another tiny house picture. So if the window's here, and so let's say the 40.5 inches is going to be in the way of the window with the vertical piece, then I will move this way more with the vertical piece, and this way, and that way I have my 40.5 inches, and the window is now not interfering with either of the vertical pieces, right? And then I can lay my panels up there, bolt them in, and then they're up there. They have a nice little air gap so I can work, and so work with the wires, and so also so they can breathe. You don't want them tight to the surface at all. You want to have some airflow under there. The only concern I have with that is it's windy in my area where the tiny house is. I don't want the panels acting like a sail. Now, of course, these are going to be, each corner is going to be bolted, right? So they're going to be bolted on each corner, so the total of 4, because 2 on each side. And then the solar panels will add some strength and stability because they'll be bolted crosswise, 2 in each panel, or two per side per panel, so 4 total per panel into each of the aluminum framing like you see here. So I'll have a bolt put in here, let's say, and one further back there, and then mirror that on this side, so the same on both sides. Now, like I said, these are the vertical pieces that will be basically right here going up on the tiny house, screwed in with 1.5-inch roofing screws. They have washers and rubbers, and that'll hold enough pressure against the tiny house that I don't think they're gonna be pretty solid, guys. Put it that way. So I'm just getting kind of everything organized here, getting measurements. Width-wise, doesn't matter. I don't care about this measurement, but actually I do, but I can't do that here. I have to do that in the field. So now that I have this step completed, I'll go there, measure from the back of the tiny house forward, make sure I can put my vertical pieces on and it's not interfering with anything. Once the vertical pieces are on, then I can take my long aluminum angle iron pieces that span the width of the tiny house. They're actually 9 feet, I believe. I got them cut. So once I have those, once I have the piece up there fastened flush on one of the ends, I can then take a look at the other end, opposite side, mark the horizontal piece that's going across the roof, and here, if I draw it like this to do the 3D look. So there's the roof of the tiny house, the horizontal piece that will attach and be attached there, and here on both sides of the tiny house screwed in. I will have probably some excess to cut off here, okay, but at least I want to have that flush, and then of course there's going to be 2 of those, so obviously they'll go on from this corner to this corner as well, right? And then they attach there, there, and then the solar panels go in between, and they will be bolted there and there, right? So solar panels across, bolted in, and I can fit a maximum of 3 all the way across the length of the roof of the tiny house, guys. So let's draw this kind of, so let's go like this, go like this, 1, there's 3. So kind of do these for solar panels, they got all those little cells in there. So that's what it will look like from the rooftop. I can have 3 across, and they won't be hanging off the trailer or anything like that. They fit, I remember I measured that beforehand, so that's going to work out pretty nice. And then of course, you know, they're going to be fastened here and here. I'm doing that again just to show you guys. Either side of the tiny house will be fastened, and then I cut the excess off. And there you go. So, sticking with the 40.5 inches, and then that should do it. Now this is I've never done this before. This is all homemade DIY custom stuff. I got a good deal on the angle iron from a friend in town here, and I can get more from them as well, which is nice. So this is what it'll look like on the roof, guys. Of course, that space back there will be filled with another panel. But just as a little demo for you guys, what you're going to see. Because I can't really film when I'm up there. I don't want to screw up and drop my solar panel or the camera. And I do not trust the tripod up there in the wind. So I'm trying to show you this, what I'm doing, as best as I can in a controlled environment, safe environment, so I don't die or I don't damage any solar panels or my camera, and then everything goes to hell from there. But at least this way I can show you what's going on. So that's my little video for now, guys. We'll see on the next one. I'm going to slowly get over to the tiny house when I can, do my measurements, mark over there to see where the pieces can go, etc., etc. I may have to buy I may have a Sharpie black marker and do my marks, do my measurements, and then I have to come back, and if I pull one of these angle irons out, okay, then I need to, what I'm going to do is, let me turn this guy around. So this end here, this flat edge, will be screwed into the tiny house. I'm not gonna cut this piece at all. This will be screwed at different sections all the way along, and about this much or so, let's say 6 inches, will be sticking up on the tiny house roof. So I can attach the horizontal piece here to the corner with a bolt and everything going through there. You saw the hardware that I picked up. And then that should be pretty damn solid. If there's only this amount is sticking up and the rest is held on the walls of the tiny house, on the outside walls, we should be good. And that way I have an air gap for the panels, because the next piece, if I grab get rid of the tape measure, grab the other angle iron piece, show you guys. So the next piece, how it will sit, it will connect like this. Can you guys see that? So obviously I want to have it so it's flush. Here, I'll put the camera around so you guys can see that. So see how it is flush here. The bolt is going to connect through here, connect between the two, Then the solar panel is going to lay on here and be connected onto this horizontal frame, you know, and like I showed you on the ground here. So just an idea to show you guys. So that's it for this video, guys. Hopefully it's clear enough for you. And I'm only putting 2 up, but I'm gonna do all my pre-drilling in the angle iron and in the panels, just 3 panels. That way, it's an experiment. So if I put 2 up, we'll see how long. I don't have any issues with any of them on the tiny house roof. After a while, then I'll continue adding more panels to the tiny house roof, doing the same method, okay? So I don't want to put everything up and then if something happens, I lose everything. I want to do it slow. I want to make sure it's weatherproof, you know, the wind's not going to take it. You guys saw the horror story with my roof. If you haven't, check the older videos for that. Yeah, so that's the setup, and that's it for now, guys. Talk to you later.